Peace be upon you, my friends. I'm Ali Ahmed. Eid Mubarak to you all. I pray that this Eid al-Adha brings every single one of you happiness, good health, and endless blessings. May the years ahead always find you in a better place than before. I'd be taking this week off since most of you weren't around, and of course, I had to take a moment to wish you all a happy holiday. That's why I didn't release a story last Thursday. But now, let's dive into today's episode. The story is from Asmahan from the city of Al-Ubaidi in Iraq, a border city near the Iraqi-Syrian border. Asmahan says, I am 27 years old, and the story you will hear is a story that I have never found an explanation for. Even the interpretations offered by scholars and wise men were nothing more than speculation. It all started exactly 3 years ago. There was an elementary school in town where I landed a job. That was back in 2022, and my role was as a clerk at the school. That single job was nothing less than a lifeline for my family. We were 4 daughters, and only my mother stood between us and hunger. She fought for us in every way she could, sometimes sewing clothes, other times selling homemade food, doing any honest work she could find just to keep us alive. Getting this job was like being pulled from the depths. It was salvation and a truly honorable role. Surrounded by colleagues who felt like family, I thought I had finally found my place. Until one night, shortly after, I dreamt something bizarre, something I couldn't shake off. I was walking to school like any other day when suddenly, just before reaching the street where my school was, I saw a group of women dressed head to toe in black abayas, standing with eerie precision on the sidewalks to my right and left. There were too many to count, and all of them were looking at me. Before continuing, my friend, we have a sponsor for this video, but I don't recommend watching it because it won't benefit you. I don't use this stuff, and I personally doubt its legitimacy. It might even go against Islamic principles. So you can just skip ahead while I grab a little extra cash to make up for YouTube's tiny payouts. Before we jump back into the story, let's take a quick look at this short announcement. I want to answer some key questions about Pocket Broker. First off, how do you sign up? It's super simple. Just click the link in the description, register with your email or phone number, enter the promo code, and you're ready to start trading. Second, what is the minimum deposit? The deposit starts from only $5. Claim your bonus, and your money doubles right away. How fast can you profit on the platform? That depends on 3 key factors. Free training you get when you sign up, smart risk management, trading only 5% of your balance, and proven strategies with powerful indicators. Master these and you'll sharpen your skills and watch your profits grow steadily over time. Do you need verification? And what about withdrawals? Not at all. The platform is designed for instant use, and withdrawals take an average of just 5 minutes. Depending on your preferred payment method, whether it's bank transfers, Visa, MasterCard, or even multiple digital currencies, you've got plenty of options. Is the platform a scam? Absolutely not. And here's why. First, it's regulated by the IFMRCC, the Market Regulation Center. On top of that, you'll find genuine user reviews, solid ratings, and full transparency across its sections. Wondering how to activate the halal account? It's super simple. Just head to settings and switch it on. This or enable it directly from your account info. And don't forget, the join link is waiting for you in the description. Anyway, let's go back to Asmahan's story. She said, when I saw those women appearing like that, even though it was only a dream, a chilling terror gripped me. I was drenched in sweat, my body burning with an intense heat radiating from them. Stranger still, I could move freely, forward and backward, yet I couldn't speak. Not even a single Quranic verse would come out of my mouth to save me from the nightmare. I kept walking anxiously, scanning left and right until I was at the school's entrance, or close enough to touch it. Suddenly, all the women moved at once, rushing to surround me. The next moment, I woke up. When I woke, agony shot through my foot, my ribs, my neck, and my right arm. Pain so real it left me breathless. I told myself it must have been nothing but a bad sleeping position, and within minutes, the pain dissolved. I dressed, stepped out, and made my way to school. But as I walked, I froze. The street in front of me, it was the same one from my dream. Every bizarre detail replayed in my head. I tried to shake it off. After all, it was only a dream, wasn't it? I pressed on, step after step, until I neared the school gate. That very spot where the women once surrounded me inside the nightmare. And then it happened. The sharp cry of tires desperate to break. Moments later, there was nothing but darkness everywhere. The instant I regained awareness, I realized I was caught in a daydream. Women in flowing black cloaks hovered over me as if encircling prey. I was lying on some bed while they pressed closer and closer, fighting for a chance to stare at my face. It was a chilling sight, for the women's faces were nothing short of impossible. Their skin bristled with thick hair, carved with strange, unnatural creases, as though each of them had aged far beyond 100 years. Their eyes were pits of blackness, broken only by a circular white mark. The pupil, yet not quite, almost human eyes, but reversed. The whites turned to darkness, the pupil glowing white like an eerie lantern. Their eyes held a look of astonishment, and I was utterly terrified. But the strangest part was my body. I couldn't feel it at all, as though I had dissolved into air itself. Then, out of nowhere, I awoke inside Alabite General Hospital with my mother and sisters in tears beside me. What happened? A car accident led to severe physical injuries and surgical intervention at the hospital. After the effects of the general anesthesia wore off, I woke up, nothing more. What's strange about the story is that my vision of this group of women was always tied to a disaster. In 2023, I dreamt of them sitting in a circle with my mother at the center. Strangely, the women seemed to be washing her as if preparing a body for burial. I couldn't tell if it was a room, a hall, or someplace else. And just 3 days after that dream, my mother truly passed away. Electrocuted not by some mysterious or bizarre cause. That same year, I saw them chasing a strange man in my dream. He ran out of our house, and they rushed after him, screaming in sharp, piercing voices, trying to catch him. The man looked terrified, as if their faces alone were enough to paralyze him with fear. I swear, I had never seen him anywhere in my life. But this time, it wasn't in a dream. I was sitting awake in the dead of night, lost in what must have been a waking vision. I saw it all, then snapped back, still awake and seated. A strange, indescribable feeling, one I can't put into words any other way. 3 nights later, again in the dead of night, my sisters and I began hearing the most terrifying screams. So loud, so chilling, that echoed from inside our own house. The sound moved around as if someone was pacing through every room, back and forth, over and over. Now imagine lying in bed, half asleep, and realizing there's someone screaming inside your home. That feeling is anything but normal. And whoever is screaming in your house is either a thief or something not human at all. God only knows. Rarely, it could just be a madman who wandered in by mistake. The noise went on until the main door swung open. He dashed out, shouting hysterically, "What's going on?" A thief broke into our home. Fear had gripped him so hard that he screamed louder and louder, stumbling as he searched for an escape. When he finally ran off, we slammed the door shut behind him, and everything he'd tried to steal was lying abandoned on the ground. So, if he was just a thief, why did he suddenly throw everything down and run? Stranger still, right after he vanished, people gathered outside, and there he was, lying dead on the ground. No one knew who he was, where he came from, or even what he had been doing. And of course, we didn't dare tell anyone he was a thief. We just wanted to avoid more trouble. Later, we found out that the thief had died of a heart attack. Maybe that's why he was screaming and running in terror. Perhaps he saw what I had seen. I couldn't make out his face clearly, but he looked almost identical to the man from my dream. About 90% the same build, the same figure, almost the same face. And the strangest part, he was wearing the exact same clothes. Yes, the intruder who broke into our home was dressed exactly like the man I had seen in my dream. After that night, we became extra cautious, locking every door and window, determined not to let another thief set foot inside our house. By the end of 2024, one of my cousins suddenly showed up at our house, bringing along his parents, my uncle and his wife, we had never heard from, never seen, and who had never offered us the slightest help. Even when my mother passed away, may God rest her soul, they neither visited nor attended her funeral. They were people completely cut off from us, with no bond or connection whatsoever. We received them with surprise, and as the eldest of my sisters, the one who carries the weight of the house, I quickly understood the purpose of their visit. My cousin had come to choose himself a wife, not out of love, not out of choice, just because it was decided. He would choose, and that was the end of it. We didn't even have the right to refuse. This cousin of mine was notorious, a man of foul character and worse behavior. Spoiled as the only son, cruel, selfish, and utterly shameless. He respected neither the young nor the old. And mind you, when I say all this, I don't mean his looks. I mean the side of him people could actually see. So just imagine what must have been hiding inside. The part none of us ever knew. When I turned down my cousin's marriage proposal, his sisters and he snapped back. "It's not up to you." They stormed off, plotting who among us would be forced into becoming his bride. He still believed he could choose one of us as if we were possessions. That very same night, I swear I saw those same faceless women again, all gathered in a circle with a corpse lying at the center. My uncle and cousin were there too, in a state so strange as if they had just returned from a brutal battle. The women were washing their bodies, the ritual washing of the dead. I jolted awake, terrified because the dream felt so disturbingly real. 3 days after that dream, shocking news spread. My uncle and his son had both died at the very same moment during a business trip in Erbil. They were said to have gone to purchase a car, but late that night, while sitting in a restaurant, they both collapsed, hit by simultaneous strokes, as if fate had chosen that exact moment to claim them both. Later, the truth began to unfold. My uncle and his son hadn't just been in the wrong place. They were in a den of vice, consuming dangerous substances. Their bodies collapsed under the weight of what they took. But was it really the drugs that ended their lives? Or was there something more sinister, something hidden, especially given the rumors that they often went to such places, together, father and son? What mattered to me most was that I was finally free from the harm that had been so close. My cousin, by the grace of God, I married a teacher from the same school. He was not only well known, but also a man of remarkable character. I accepted his proposal without hesitation, and our engagement was announced in front of everyone before we married. As fate would have it, my husband had 3 brothers, and in a twist of destiny, each of them married one of my sisters. 4 sisters married 4 brothers, and now we live together in peace and safety. What truly terrifies me is seeing these faceless women again, because every time they appear in my dreams, a disaster soon follows. I've shared this with sheikhs, people, even dream interpreters. Each gave their own explanation. So if you, my friend, have an interpretation, feel free to drop it in the comments. Maybe these dreams aren't just ordinary dreams. Maybe they're no coincidence. Maybe these women aren't human at all. Not spirits, not jinn, something else entirely. Because remember, we don't know everything about this universe. There are secrets hidden out there, things we've never seen, never even imagined. Just like the stories from past episodes and those still to come. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell, and share this video with your friends. Follow me on Instagram to see a different side of my life outside YouTube. I'm Ali Ahmed. Until next time, goodbye. Black eyes. Nothing else. Only black dot, even the pupils. What's the word again? The pupil? Yes, the pupil. It feels hard to explain, almost unreal. No, not quite. The iris, or the pupil. Okay, the pupil. The eye's pupil dot okay dot makes sense, right? You just keep saying pupil, pupil, pupil. Wait, hold on, what's it called again? No, I'm not goldfish brained, my dear viewer. I'm literally saying it out loud, just so I don't forget.